Cars in the past included some unique and sometimes bizarre features that are now obsolete due to impracticality, technological progress, safety, and consumer preferences. This video explores 14 oddball car features, nostalgic for some, but perhaps bewildering and weird for the younger generations. Back then, they seemed totally normal and expected, but now seem bizarre and out of place. T-top car roofs, popular in the 70s and 80s, simulated convertible freedom without the full commitment. Infamous for leaks and the compromising of roof strength, they ended up failing modern safety standards. Despite offering a unique open-air feel, T-tops vanished, replaced by reliable sunroof designs. The 2002 Chevrolet Camaro and Pontiac Firebird marked the end of the T-top era. Gas caps used to play hide-and-seek, tucked behind flip-down license plates or under taillights, a quirky trend in automotive design. Refueling became a puzzling task, especially at night or with unfamiliar cars. Thankfully, modern fuel door designs have ended the gas cap scavenger hunt, marking the extinction of this once common feature. Exterior wood grain automotive paneling aimed to infuse luxury into station wagons, SUVs, and minivans, and succeeded with some classic cars from the 1940s through 1950s, actually using real wood for their panel appliques. However, subsequent faux vinyl versions turned tacky in the 1960s through 1990s. Thankfully, this automotive trend is now obsolete, reminiscent of an era when car design aimed for rustic charm, but failing miserably and reminding us of 1970s home interior wall paneling instead. Hood tachometers, a unique late 1960s and early 1970s feature, were an option on Pontiac models from 1967 through 1972, and on the Buick GSX. Intending to aid focusing on driving and declutter dashboards, they looked great, but were prone to issues. Eventually, more reliable dashboard displays replaced these distinctive exterior gauges. Characteristic of past automotive elegance, chrome bumpers are now a bygone relic. While glamorous on classic cars, they were heavy, prone to rust, and easily damaged. The shift to durable materials and integrated designs ended the chrome era, yielding more cohesive and unified appearing body styles. Although still available for trucks, chrome bumpers have largely given way to modern stylized alternatives. Vent or wing windows, those small triangular side windows, were a staple of cars from the 1950s through to the 1980s. They were meant to provide extra ventilation without messing up your hair. But as air conditioning became widespread, these charming little windows lost their practicality and gradually disappeared from modern car designs. Manually adjusted door mirrors were the norm in the pre-power everything era. Adjusting your side mirrors required some manual dexterity, often involving a precarious reach across the interior. Gratefully, power mirrors took over, letting us effortlessly tweak our view with the push of a button, leaving the days of mirror adjusting gymnastics in the past. Sealed beam headlamps were the standard for decades, but their fixed design made them less efficient and aesthetically limiting. The majority of US cars used the sealed beam headlight design from 1940 through to the 1990s. They provided poor, dim, unfocused lighting for nighttime driving and dangerous back glare in snowy, rainy, and foggy conditions. In fact, at speeds above 50 miles per hour, drivers would be outdriving the headlight's ability to provide forward illumination. Very dangerous. Sealed beam headlamps were replaced on new cars in the 1980s and 1990s, transitioning to composite headlight assemblies. Imagine the sheer effort required to turn the wheel or bring a car to stop without power assistance. Manual steering and brakes were the norm in vintage rides, demanding physical strength and precision. Parking and maneuvering in confined spaces was a demanding task, providing the driver with an on-the-spot and mostly unwelcome arm and shoulder workout due to the increased effort needed to turn the wheel. Thankfully, power steering and brakes have since become standard, sparing us the arm workout and making driving more accessible to everyone. Automatic track seatbelts were an odd safety feature attempt in the 1980s and 90s. While the idea was to simplify the seatbelt buckling process, it often led to frustrating malfunctions. The combination of motor failures and awkward positioning made them more of a headache than a convenience. They also required the driver to buckle the lap belt part, which many didn't do. By the late 1990s, automakers wisely abandoned this quirky experiment. Door rub strips were once added to protect cars from parking lot dings and scratches. These protruding strips of rubber-like material along the sides of vehicles offered a buffer, but they also disrupted the clean lines of car designs. These days, they just seem to have become out of style and obsolete, with designers and car buyers preferring the clean look aesthetic, allowing for sleeker and more streamlined exteriors. The manual choke, a relic from the carburetor era which we also don't find on cars anymore. Drivers had to manually adjust the choke to regulate the air-fuel mixture for a smooth cold start. With the rise of electronic engine controls and fuel injection, the manual choke became obsolete, and today's cars automatically handle the cold start process without any input from the driver. Pop-up or flip-up headlights were a neat feature on mostly sports cars from the 1930s until the 1990s. Who could forget those iconic headlights on the Corvette from the years 1963 through 2004? These were a way for automotive stylists to keep the front of the car looking clean and sporty when the headlamps were retracted, with a way to provide road illumination functionality when deployed. Sometimes they would malfunction and not open or close properly, giving the appearance of winking as it went down the road. Today's sleek designs have moved on, but pop-up headlights remain a nostalgic blink in automotive history. Front bench seats were a staple of automotive interiors for decades. Although not providing much lateral support when cornering, they were a great way to fit half of your family into the front seat. They were also just the ticket for when your car heater was on the fritz and your date needed a warm-up. They also just seemed to make the car feel more spacious. And when it was time to enter or exit the vehicle, you just slid over without having to navigate around seat bolsters or a center console. The last US car to offer bench seats was the 2013 Chevrolet Impala. We hope you enjoyed this cruise down automotive memory lane, revisiting features that once defined the driving experience. Which of these obsolete features do you miss, or are you glad to leave them in the past? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks to everyone who left a super thanks. Don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more nostalgic automotive content. Until next time, drive safe and stay retro.